What's up, guys? I've been sharing a few pictures of this car and figured I'd take a little time, take a video, show y'all a little bit about the car and let you know some of the things that I want to do with it, and I don't know, hope y'all like it. For some reason, I really like this car. It was very cheap. I gave $600 for it 2 years ago. It sat behind the house. Didn't really do much with it. I actually bought it to drive back and forth to work when I just first started my shop. And a week later I found another car, bought it, and it was a 2000 model, so I drove it every day. This car here just kind of sat. Didn't really do nothing with it. We'd crank it up every now and then, drive it around the yard. But for some reason I just wanted to really start driving it and just kind of play with it. It's not a very desirable car. There's not a whole lot of them out there, but I don't know, there's just something about it. So I got it running 1 week, put some tires on it, put insurance on it. The tires that were on the back of it the wheels were out of round, and it shook real bad. It had a lifter tapping in it. Come to find out the rocker shaft was loose. We was actually going to road trip the car to Oklahoma to a drag race, and decided that we would take a friend of mine's truck instead because the vibration that this thing had. The next week I bought a new set of tires and put a different set of wheels on the back of it. Pulled the valve cover to investigate the lifter and found that the rocker shaft was loose. So got that tightened up, put it back together. The car runs smooth. So I decided to road trip it to Blytheville, Arkansas, and I live just north of Longview, Texas. I drove the car home on a Wednesday night. Thursday I built a trailer hitch for it, and Friday morning I left with a utility trailer on the back of it and drove 404 miles to Blytheville, Arkansas. And this car hadn't been registered since 2002. So 800-mile round trip in a car that hadn't been on the road in 15 years, and I didn't have the first bit of trouble out of it. Run 70 mile an hour down the highway, got about 17 miles to the gallon, and from then on I just kind of fell in love with it. It's, like I say, it's not a real desirable car. It's kind of sporty looking to me. The front end's got more of the grandma car look, but I get a lot of compliments on the car, and so I'm just going to keep moving forward with it. But anyway, I wanted to give you all a little rundown of the cars, show you what it looks like inside and out, and kind of give you a few ideas that I got on restoring it, making it mine. And I want to turn it into kind of a sleeper. Don't really care how fast it is, but I would like to have it even cooler than what it is, to me anyway. So let's take a look at it. Alright, it's a 79 Granada. Nothing special, no bells and whistles. Like I say, I bought it $600 about 2.5 years ago. Both the driver's side glass were busted out of it. Somebody had shot them out. Both the tail lights were busted out of it. The front bumper, naturally with some older car like this, the old bumper sticks out there so people will hook it whenever they back up. It's got the extremely large and powerful 250 6-cylinder 4.1. I've put a new power booster and master cylinder on it. We put a new alternator on it. Got the custom battery hold down and the rusted battery box. We removed the smog pump and just charged the AC a few weeks ago. Was making sure that we don't have hot water interrupting our cold air inside of the car, so we got the custom heater hose shut-off valve. Those are patented. The car does have blow-by. There ain't no telling how many miles on it, but I can't run that vent tube right there hooked up to the air cleaner because it results in an air cleaner full of oil, which then results in the car running extremely rich. I did lower the car an inch in the front. We put 15 by 3.5 weld Pro Stars on it. It does have an 1.5 inch spacer inside of there because this car for some reason has a narrow track width, so those wheels set way in there and didn't really look right to me. We bought us an eraser and was going to try to get the glue off, the molding glue off, and it took paint and all, so I just quit. That's the money shot right there. Granada. Got our windows tinted a couple weeks ago. Now this thing has got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 gunshot wounds. Mob boss's car. Got the good old patina. The hood, fenders, roof. Not real sure why it's split perfectly down the middle of the car, but you know, can't question Mother Nature, I don't guess. Got the extremely nice and factory cracked vinyl top. Guess some more evasive drive in there, defensive driving, a little kiss from something. Got our door quarter panel, and then out back we're running a 15 by 10 weld Pro Star. It's actually got a 5.5 inch back spacing, which is too much. No, yes, too much. The car actually has a 1 inch spacer on the back to get it to set in the center of the fender well. And I'm running a 275 60/15. These things fit in here really nice. I did roll the lip inside of there because the wheels that I had stuck out a little bit farther and they rubbed pretty bad. But this thing, I lowered it in the back 2 inches, 2 inch block. Not bad there. That powerhouse though, can't get over that. Driver's side. A few little whiskey dents here and there, nothing major. When I got the car, somebody had jacked up, run off of something pushed the quarter panel in. We'd beat that out a little bit. You can say the taillights were shot out, but I did find some 78 taillights on eBay for sale. Purchased those. Got a dent there in the trunk. And because it's a workhorse, we got a trailer hitch on her. Does have some rust coming up in there and on the other side. Do need some door pin bushings. The inside of it. Door panels aren't in great shape. This one here folded out there. Got the custom vent stop. I'm sure just about any 40-year-old car's got something like that. Got the custom headliner. or lack thereof. You got the old back dash with no speakers in it. Yeah, my son hooked me up with a custom radio install. This was back before he really started installing stuff the nice way. So, of course, we've got the good old speaker wires run out of the bottom of the dash, underneath the console, all the way and into the back floorboard. Seat here a little ripped up. That's alright. Makes it more comfortable. Like I say, the AC does work. Power steering, power brakes. I think that's about it. I know y'all see this car over here. We'll get into this one a little later. Yeah, that's my pride and joy right there. The car was built when I was a kid. We'll get into depth in that car a little later. So now, what I want to do is talk about what we need to put in this car. Right there. I think 2000-ish 302 out of a Ford Explorer. It does have the 3-bar GT40 heads on it. The factory Explorer intake, which is basically a GT40 Cobra / Cobra intake. Also have a built automatic overdrive that I'm fixing to put in the car this week. So, this week, possibly next week, we're going to work on taking the C4 out of the car and putting a built AOD that I have, stock converter. We're going to put it in the car because on August the 12th, me and hopefully a couple of friends of mine are going to road trip from here in East Texas to Pontiac, Michigan to Roadkill Nights. Like I say, I love driving this car. I've already taken on a 1,000-mile round trip. When I first got it on the road, no issues there. A few weeks back, we went to Texas Motor Speedway, which is about 3 hours away from here, and of course, no issues there. So next big road trip is going to be about 2,400 miles round trip. So I'm hoping to stop, see a couple of my Facebook friends on the way. I am going to pick up a friend of mine in Illinois, and we're going to ride up, have a good time with Roadkill Nights. Going to meet David Freiberger and Mike Finnegan. Hopefully hang out with them, have a little bit of fun, watch some drag racing, maybe get a thrill ride or so in a Hellcat or a Viper, and then that Sunday we'll road trip all the way back home. So it should be a good time. I think right now the car will run 70, but it's at about 2,700 RPMs with the 275/60 on the back. It's not bad, but I would like to get a little bit better mileage and be able to run 75 with no issues and not turn the 6 on it real hard. It does, like I say, it does have blow by, but I'm planning on pulling it out anyway. But I'd like to, with the AC and everything working, I really don't want to mess with it this summer. Hopefully this winter I can tear it down, do the engine swap, get all my AC lines built, get everything back up and working like it's supposed to, and then by next summer have a really nice driving with a little bit of power. The 302, I do have a Paxton Nolly supercharger that I'm going to put on it. I want to change the cam. Like I say, I'm not really looking for a whole lot of power, but just trying to make a cool car. Like I say, cool to me. But the car does get a lot of compliments, and I think it would just be that much cooler with a supercharged 302 in it. Spin the tires, whatever. Like I say, I'm not really worried about how fast it is, just something cool in my eyes. So anyway, let me know what y'all think, and got any suggestions or constructive criticism, whatever. Hey, I'm open to all ideas. Y'all have a good day.